I never can tell if I'm recording or not. Welcome to Amy Toft Yoga, 30-minute Vinyasa. So let's get to it. We've only got 30 minutes. Let's come into mountain pose, drawing up through the arches of our feet, engaging our core, taking a breath together. I have a theme today. It's from Booker T. Washington. I will permit no one to narrow and degrade my soul by making me hate them. Oh man, I love that. Hate's a choice, right? So when someone doesn't think as we do or act as we think they should, let's not narrow and degrade our souls. Coming to the top of the mat. So we do have a playlist for this practice. It's on Spotify, Amy Toft Spotify, and it is called Rise Up. Okay, so if you'd like to start now, you can find that and do that. And we're just going to do a couple of sun salutations, just moving. You don't have to even follow me, just move with the music. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, coming on down. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, hands down. Uttanasana, step on back. Shifting forward into plank. Lowering down. Up dog, or maybe a little baby cobra would feel better right now. Toes tucked under, hips high, down dog, 5 breaths. Spreading our fingers, rooting down into our feet, wiggling any way that feels good. Looking forward, stepping or walking our feet forward. Half lift, forward fold, rise up. Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking a breath. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, shifting the weight forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back. Chaturanga here. Up dog or cobra. Tucking the toes, rising up like one muscle in the whole body. Down dog. 5 breaths. Bringing the shoulders away from the ears. Looking at the thumbs, step the feet forward. Half lift, forward fold. Bend the knees, rise all the way up. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Remember, you can do these on your own, faster or slower than me. Just to the music. Sometimes it's so nice to just put some music on and move. 5 breaths whenever you get here. Stepping or even hopping forward if you're a hopper. Half lift, forward fold, all the way up. Coming back to mountain. Sinking down into a chair, we can just bend our knees. I kind of like to keep my back a little straighter now than I used to. Arms up, gaze up, shoulders relaxed, thighs pressed together. And then straightening the legs as we forward fold. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana, hands down. Stepping or hopping back. Chaturanga here. Up dog. Down dog. Stepping forward with the right foot. Pivoting on the back, we'll just rise right up to warrior one. Shoulders and hips forward. Open up, warrior two. Let the right arm come, forearm just rest on the thigh really lightly. Left arm up and over, side angle. Coming back, we'll stretch on up, reverse warrior. The Parita Virabhadrasana. Windmill the arms down. Oh, just kidding. We're doing the whole thing because this is only 30 minutes. Back to warrior two. Stretch the first foot forward. Triangle, Trikonasana. And bringing the left arm down by the foot, we're going to revolve the triangle. So left hand down, right hand up. Sometimes it's good to take a little hop. So you're a little bit closer together here. Both legs straight-ish. Pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward. Then we'll bring both hands down on the inside of the feet. I need to hop back. Both toes are now pointing forward, coming on down into lizard. So lizard, you could put your knee down in the back. That's fine. You can come down to your forearms if you want to. When I do that, I kind of need to be up on the outside blade of my foot, and that's fine. And then pressing back up, we'll just step that right foot back. Coming into plank, chaturanga if you want to, or just go straight to down dog. When we get there, we'll just take one breath, step forward with our left foot, rise up, warrior one on this side. Opening up, warrior two. Making sure the knees pressing toward the pinky toe. Shoulders right over the hips. Forearm down. Coming on to side angle. Take a breath. Rise up, reverse it. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Straighten the front foot. Slide forward. Find triangle on this side. I always need an extra breath to get my arm up there. And we'll bring the right arm down. Yeah, the back foot stays about the same. Right arm down, left arm comes up, revolve triangle. And it's okay if you need to put your left arm on your back. Legs are pretty straight. Trying to open the shoulders. Then both hands down on the inside of the foot will sink down into lizard. So our back toes are now pointing ahead and we're up on the back toes. We can also let our knee drift down if we like to. Coming down to the forearms if we like that. And then pressing back up, stepping back, coming straight to down dog or a chaturanga. And when we get to down dog, we'll breathe for 5 breaths. If you wish we would have done that like twice and added on, you can do the hour version because that's what we did. And then looking forward, step or hop the feet. Forward fold, half lift. Then we'll come to Utkatasana, which is chair pose, so we'll bend our knees. Lift our shoulders, our arms, our chest. Rise on up. Coming to tree pose, Vrikshasana, and we're adding on a little dancing Shiva. So, pressing the toes of the left foot down, lifting up through the arch, letting that, just feeling that leg get longer, but not locking our knee. We'll just lift our right knee and find our tree. So our heel could be against our what is that, ankle, or our foot could be on our calf, or our foot could be clear on up. Like the calf, hands to the heart. We can grow the tree. We can bring the hands behind us. If your tree's wobbly, all good. If you fall out of it, great. Then you just get to try again. And then, if you want to try this on your own, fine. If you want to find a wall, it's really great with the wall. So if you're doing it on your own, then just stretch your foot forward and wait a minute while the rest of us get to the wall or fence. And we just put our foot up against it. And then we take our right hand over, our left hand over, and look behind us. It feels good, and with the support of the wall, it's not so tippy and scary. But if you're a great yogi, you can definitely do it like this for 1 second. Okay, then everybody just come on down wherever you are. And we'll move to the other side. Spreading our toes, finding our drishti, our thing we're looking at that's not moving, finding our foot placement. Settling in, but pulling up tall. Growing if we want to. Arms behind if we want to. Sometimes I like to push my knuckles down behind me. And then bringing the knee back to the front, and your choice, if you want to try dancing Shiva here, you can definitely do that. If you want to find the wall or fence. And then we'll all come down together. Take a breath. Great. Let's step on out. Let our feet be wide. Our arms out to star pose. Hinging at the hips, stretching forward. Keeping our back long. We'll just come on down to a wide forward fold. Prasarita something, I don't know. And then flattening our back, just straightening it out wherever we are, engaging our core. We'll just lift back up. Coming into Malasana or yogi squat, I like to have my heels a lot closer together. So just toe, heel, toes pointing out, and just sink down. So there's lots of versions of squats. Maybe your squat is hands on the ground with your bum up in the air. That's just fine. Maybe you can sink a little lower and your hands are still down. That's okay. Maybe you can press your elbows into your knees, let your bum sink down, and try to lift your chest. Nice to give ourselves a little breath to settle in here. And we're going to end up seated. So if you can just end up on your bum, you could do that. For me, I like to stand up first and then sit down. Totally up to you. Oh, I have to show you something. So this month, Yoga Magazine, Yoga Journal, this guy, Stephen Medeiros, has this amazing picture I want to show you. Oh man. So you're like, yeah, the guy's doing tree, but then when you look closer, you see that this is a prosthesis, and he's doing tree on his leg that is an extra artificial part. And I just love the idea of him. And so, in his honor, we're gonna do his little practice all sitting down. So he's got this power practice. So coming into Dandasana, we're sitting up tall. Our feet are flexed, so that means our legs are engaged all the way up. We can feel that foot core engagement. And then we're just gonna stretch forward, reach where we can reach. Maybe we can reach our feet, maybe not. Maybe we can reach our shins. We're gonna keep our back long. And maybe just, if we want to, we can drop our heads. But our feet still flexed, still working. And then we'll just gently come back up, spread our legs out wide, feet flexed again. And then we can walk our hands forward. Ow, pine needle. Walk our hands forward. And we can stay here with our feet flexed, or we can bring our forearms down to the mat, interlace our hands, and flex, 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 feeling the inner thighs work and engage. If this hurts your lower back, that's too far. So stretch out the arms and don't go as far. And then come on up from that, keeping the feet flexed. You can unflex them for 1 second, then flex them again. We're just gonna stretch on down, keeping our hands on our legs. So hands could wrap around on the outside of the feet or the inside. We can let our head look down if we want to. Again, squeezing our belly to protect our lower back, coming up a little bit if that's like too much. Then coming on up, we're going into frog pose, which frog is not my favorite pose. It kind of bugs my knees. So I'll show you 2 ways. So you can be like child's pose, your toes touching behind you. Bring the forearms down and press back. True frog pose, your toes are pointing out, and then you sink your hips down. I just do that for a couple of breaths, and then it feels like too much, and I tuck my toes back in and sink down. So you choose, you find your frog pose that's right for you. Pressing back up when you've had enough. We're going into camel. So Stephen Medeiros does camel the same way as I do. I love that. Except he uses a block back here, which is also really nice. You can reach back and hold your heel. Other arm up and over, but remember the secret of camel, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing your glutes. And then reach back. Switch heels. Switch arms up and over. Squeezing the glutes as you go down and as you go up. One more. And then we'll find an extended puppy pose. So we'll bring our forearms clear down to the mat. Maybe we need to walk our knees a little further away. I don't know. And our forehead can come down, and we can bring our hands in prayer behind our head. Then I'm just walking my elbows forward a little bit so that I can feel that nice tricep stretch, but your bum is just right up in the air. Puppy pose. If you want to walk a little more forward, you can do that. Pressing the palms together, we can bring the hands in front of us, lift our head, roll up over the elbows, just come on down. We're coming into Sphinx. So fingers are spread wide. We'll bring our legs together, squeezing in through the midline, squeezing our glutes, squeezing our belly, gazing forward, shoulders down. We're not trying to look up, and our shoulders are not, we're not sinking down into our shoulders. So this looks like a pretty easy pose, but if we're working, we can feel it. Then we'll just roll over onto our back. Bend our knees. Arms out to a T. Bring the legs together and just drop them over to the left. Gazing to the right. So our shoulders are flat on the ground, but of course your left hip is up. Take a few breaths here. Making sure we're using the core, we'll bring our knees back up. Take a breath. Let them go to the right. Gazing to the left. Shoulders relaxed into the mat. Using the core, bringing the knees back up. And now, yogi's choice, just find what you would like to do before Shavasana. Would you like to bring your knees into the chest and rock? Would you like to do a happy baby, shoulder stand, or a bridge? You decide. When you're ready for Shavasana, just find it. If you're on your back, you might have your knees bent or legs straight. If your legs are straight, you can let your feet just gently drift apart, tucking the hip bones, the shoulder blades, letting the palms drift up. Eyes could be closed or open. Shavasana, where we're soaking up all the good things we did, our breath, our spirit, our mind, our body. Yoga yokes all that together. Shavasana, enjoy. Bhajana Rama Kopave Jamana Jamana Ke Dukkha Visarave Tumare Bhajana Rama Kopave Jamana Jamana Ke Dukkha Visarave Tumare Bhajana Rama Kopave Jamana Jamana Ke Dukkha Visarave. taking your time, moving slowly, like you're moving through warm water. Just begin to notice your breath, not moving until you're absolutely ready. But if you feel ready, you could begin to deepen the breath, roll the head from side to side, bending the knees, slowly making your way to one side, taking a few breaths there. And when you're ready, and not until then, make your way to a comfortable seat. If you'd like to bring your hands to your heart, take a moment of gratitude for our amazing bodies, for the way they can heal, the way they can do everything by themselves without us even thinking about it, and the way they try so hard to do what we want. Any other thing we'd like to feel grateful for. One more time with our quote from Booker T. Washington: "I will permit no person to narrow and degrade my soul by making me hate them." Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.